To make $100,000 a year in passive income, all you need is to have $2 million invested with a 5% return and you'll make $100,000 a year of passive income. Pretty simple, isn't it? It's easy to say that, but how does one get there? You could win the lottery or inherit it, but that's not going to happen for most people. So in this video, I'm going to cover actionable advice that you can put to work. How to make $100,000 of passive income a year. With passive income, you want investments that are more on the low risk, consistent reward rather than the high risk, high reward situations. Especially as you get older. When you are younger, you can be more risk adverse as you have more time to recover from a bad event. However, even a low return rate for a long time is going to really add up. 10K saved at the age of 20 is going to be worth 73K by the time you are 60. 100K is worth 735K. 200K is worth 1.4 million. If you're 20 and you put aside 16K a year until you retire at 60, it will be worth $2 million at 5% interest. Doing these numbers, I realized I've already set aside enough for my retirement, meaning everything from now on is a bonus, which is pretty bizarre to think about. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day of how much you are saving, but until you project it out to what you will be worth when you retire, you don't get the full picture of the power of investing. As I mentioned, $2 million at 5% is 100K, meaning that if you can set that much aside, you can live a six-figure lifestyle without having to work. However, invested does mean outside the value of your house. Since you'll be living there, the value of your house won't go towards that, unless you optimize and can rent out a room or something like that. But even then, who wants to be 40 with kids and have random Airbnb 20-year-olds who want to party staying in your house? Some people might enjoy that, but most would rather their house be for their family. This isn't my case though. You might love that, in which case, good for you, and it means you need less to cover the same returns. To get to the $2 million invested, you need to be saving a decent amount towards it. But to pull that off, you need to first start with an income that enables you to save enough. I don't know how to say this nicely, but if you earn minimum wage, there is no way that you could save that much. How much you earn is not really a judgment on who you are as a person. Plenty of people who are amazing earn low salaries. However, with slight optimizations, they could earn so much more, and realistically with less effort. People who earn minimum amounts have to work harder for each dollar than people who earn more. Maybe earning more requires more risk, more experience and more skills, but since the amount of hours one can work is limited, in general, you have to work harder for each dollar if you earn less. So the first thing to address is, how do you earn an income that allows you to save enough? If you start at 20 and are okay to wait until 60, you can earn 50K, pay your taxes, then keep your expenses low enough to save 16K every year. However, even then, you're going to be worried about every penny in order to save that much. With a little bit of strategy and planning, you could push that income up and live a more comfortable life to be able to save that much or speed up the process by saving more. If you can save $100,000 a year at 5% return, you'll hit $2 million by midway through year 13. If you earn 200K, then lose about 30% to taxes, which is 60K, you have 140K left. Then it leaves you with 40K to spend in the year, and you can save 100K per year. Anything less than this income is going to be a struggle to save 100K. So how do you get to a 200K salary? Most careers don't pay that much unless you're a senior manager or own a business. But even in a low-paying industry, if you do become a senior manager or business owner, then you can. For example, a teacher is known to be a low-paying income. However, if you're the principal or you own a school, then you can earn highly. However, these fields take a lot of time to earn that level of salary. High-paying fields such as engineering, doctors, lawyers, investment bankers, and so on, you can earn these amounts at a relatively early level, but you do need to work hard for these. So you need to enjoy and be dedicated to the field. If you have no training or qualifications, but you're willing to work hard and deal with the unknown, then sales is the best field for simply earning money. Anyone who is willing to do sales and be dedicated to it can learn sales and make a lot of money in it. In fact, a lot of people in sales suck at it, so it's an easy field to progress because every company is hiring for highly skilled salespeople since they pay for themselves. So if you're willing to do any career just for the money, that would be the one. Whatever career you choose, dedicate yourself to it, put in extra effort and extra hours. Doesn't take a lot to be more dedicated than most people. A few extra hours here or there, either working later, learning new skills whilst at home, will really help you get ahead. Those actions repeated over time really start to add up. Are you willing to ask your employer how to get ahead? Ask them what it would take for you to progress, what you could do more to get a pay rise or promotion. You have to get your income sorted before you can work on optimizing your saving. Saving is easier when you earn more because you have more money to work with. Banks will generally loan you more, meaning you can take out more of a mortgage, which you can use for investment properties and so on. A traditional trick like cutting out coffee for a year, if you buy only one coffee a day at $3, it only adds up to just more than $1,000, which wouldn't be very exciting as a pay rise for most people. So focusing on getting a 5K pay rise would be a better use of your time than stressing out about cutting out coffees altogether. In fact, you can also set yourself compromises, such as I can go to Starbucks whenever I want, however I have to read 30 minutes of material that will improve my career. You can do the same with going out. You can cut out on nights out to save money, or you could decide you can go out every night, but it has to be networking events in your industry where you have to make 1 or 2 new friends. There are a lot of ways to reframe traditional saving advice to do the opposite, but be productive by offsetting it with productive tasks. Another example is that social media is bad for you. But if you commit to spend the same amount of time you spend on Facebook, that you will then offset it with time on LinkedIn posting about your industry and connecting with others, that's going to help you progress in your career. However, more importantly, you can't spend recklessly on major expenses to save this much. So cutting out expensive cars, luxury holidays, expensive clothes, and other branded items will keep your expenses manageable. One holiday could be 5 years worth of coffees. You can't drink enough coffees to save for a Ferrari, and so on. The point of all this is to be strategic. Start from the endpoint and work backwards. If your endpoint is that you want $100,000 in passive income, then you need to work backwards that at 5% you need $2 million invested. To get that, you need a career that will enable you to save enough. Then you work out how you can progress in that career and earn more. Then set a savings amount. Then work out how you can save that much. I can't tell you what these specifically are for you because each person is going to be different, but this is the strategy you need to fill in for yourself. I find too many experts tell you what works for them, but it's actually steering you in the wrong direction because your interests are different to theirs. That's why I give you what I'm working on, my thinking of how I got there, then allow you to fill in the specifics for your situation. As always, this is good for thought. I hope it provides value and gets you thinking. And most importantly, good luck.